This is an article I found on blacklistednews.com, published April 30th, 2024, The Hope for Your Jacob's Trouble. Before I get the header of the article, let's get a precept. This is Revelation 3 and 22. And it reads, He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. This is the header of the article, which came out April 30th, 2024, The Hope for Your Jacob's Trouble. TSA visited Apple and Google to discuss collaboration for digital ID. Before I get started with this lesson, Lord willing, you find this lesson edifying and informative. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Radash. Give him double honors, and to the head apostles of the Great Millstone who do rule well and teach well. Shalom, and to the elders and the elder bishops of the Great Millstone as well. Shalom, shalom. So this is the brother Ashamath back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, you find this lesson edifying. In this lesson, we're going to go into this article, which came out April 30th, 2024 from blacklistednews.com, which originally came out, which better yet came out from Reclaim the Net, April 25th, 2024, which was originally published on the TSA website, April 19th, 2024. So this is verified information that was triple fact checked because I want to make sure it wasn't propaganda and it was actually true. This actually happened. So let's read the header of the article. TSA visit Apple and Google to discuss collaboration for digital ID. And we know where this leads to in the form of 2 Ezra 15, where it says, a man shall desire to go in a city and shall not be able. And also a Revelation 13 and 16 and 17. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man may buy or sell, save he had the mark. And this is the build up to that. Big tech and government partnerships. Let's go into it. So let's go to the TSA website. Let's get a few lines off of here. Google, Apple. The administrator engaged with Google and Apple executives to address states adopting the use of state-issued digital IDs and acceptance at the security checkpoint during the identity verification process. And this is going on in China in the form of you having access to goods and services through what? Your cell phone, through a digital app that's provided by the government through big technology firms. TSA is working with the tech giant so passengers can verify themselves with ID stored on their phones at airports. But not only are they doing this, which this is going to lead to a few things happening. 2 Ezra 15, also Revelation 13, 16 through 17, because this is also combining it with Google Wallet. Let's go into that as well. And I have a video to show you. We'll get a few precepts and wrap on up. And this is something ultimately that's talked about in the Holy Scriptures. Revelation 3 and 22. He that hath an ear, the Lord has to construct you in a manner and fashion that you have where you have an ear to hear and understand it and dissect. And ultimately, on the other end, you have to have men giving a sure sound. The scriptures say if the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who can prepare himself for the battle? 1 Corinthians 14 and 8, in the form of you have to actually have men on the other side of the camera or on the other side of this, of what you're listening to, giving you the message, giving you the correct breakdown of the MOTB and breaking it down and giving you play-by-play and warnings of it. So and you're warned. Revelation 3 and 22, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. What the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai says into the churches. That word churches in the Greek goes into the Greek word ecclesia, which is a gathering of the Israelites, which is happening through the word going out. Ezekiel 33 and 33, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. The MOTB is something that's going to be introduced and put in front of every single body's face, every single person's face, to make a decision on whether they're going to take it or not to take it. The Lord's already preordained who's going to take it and who's not going to take it, but ultimately it's something that's going to happen. And we're starting to see the gradualism of that buildup. All roads lead to the Charagma. And when this cometh to pass, Lord will come, Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. What? Giving them warning. It's like I'm a little excited, so bear with me. It's 1 Corinthians 14:8, and it reads, "For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? Who shall prepare himself to the battle?" And also, it says in the book of 2 Ezra 16 that you shall be pilgrims upon the earth. Because ultimately, if you don't take it, ultimately you're going to be cut off and ostracized from society, and you're not really a pilgrim upon the earth because the Lord made the earth for our sakes. Not to be deep, but you know what I'm saying. You're not really a pilgrim because the Lord made the earth for our sakes. And the scriptures say, in that day you shall be the beasts of the field should be at peace with thee, man. The Lord is going to show up and show out for those who ultimately still so stiff for his name and those who believe on the report. Not to get carried away. Let's go back into the article. I don't want to make this too long. Okay. Slack. I'm a little excited, so let me try to calm down. So let's go into this article. Let's read the header again. TSA visited Apple and Google to discuss collaboration for digital ID. For digital ID. Now, let's play this clip because it's hot. So let's get it. So this is something that was published by the beloved brother Aharon from the Men of Valor New York chapter. And this is something we'll play in a second, by the way, because I want to get all the meat off the bone with this real quick. So the TSA delegation, on its site, TSA revealed that its officials traveled to California recently, where they met with representatives of Apple and Google to talk about continuing work on implementing digital ID on people's phones. The TSA delegation to Silicon Valley, led by Administrator David Peacocks, referred to Apple and Google as their innovation partners. The goal is to continue with yet another example of public-private, aka government big tech partnership. All roads lead to the Charagma, This one seems to be happening fully in the open, and at least TSA is enthusiastic about talking about it and spelling it out. TSA was working with big tech giants so passengers can identify themselves with ID stored on their phones at airports. But wait, there's more. Yeah, where's it at? It's down here. Yeah. In fact, yeah. For those private companies, Google explained that the collaboration in question has to as for those private companies, Google explained that the collaboration in question has to do with Google Wallet. What? Has to do with Google Wallet and the ability to store a government ID in the app so TSA's pre-check and select Slack. So I'm going to read it again from the top. I'm going to read both paragraphs. Slack. My reading is it's not the bomb today, but bear with me. This one seems to be happening fully in the open, and at least TSA is enthusiastic about talking about it and spelling it out. TSA is working with the tech giant so passengers can identify themselves with ID stored on their phones at the airports under the guise of peace and safety, said the agency post. This is actually on the website, the TSA website. As for those companies, Google explained that the collaboration in question has to do with Google Wallet. Google Wallet. Interesting, right? And the ability to store a government ID in the app to allow TSA pre-check in select airports. And that's a whole lot in one sense. And no man may buy or sell, say he had the mark. Now let's go into this video. And we'll get a few precepts and wrap on up. Because when I read this article, when I read those few paragraphs, it reminded me of this video.
So the latest in this dystopian outrage that is now all of China, apparently, is I once again cannot buy food. A couple days ago, my uncle and my cousin helped me get a cell phone that is linked to a Chinese bank card so that I could buy anything. But now, apparently, it has been flagged for some reason and I have to pass facial recognition identity verification, which is insane because all I want to do is just spend my gift card balance on this debit card.
So this is happening in China. No digital ID, no food. Also, no good social credit score, no food. You know, that's where it's going. And this is being tested in China, and this is eventually going to be rolled out worldwide.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I have to open my mouth. Oh my God. Terrifying. Oh. And of course, because it was my cousin who set this up for me, I did not pass verification. I guess it's a good thing that the Chinese app is not racist. But now I once again can't buy any.
Can't buy anything. And that's big tech and government partnerships through people's cell phones, through an app. This is 2 Corinthians 6 and 1. 2 Corinthians 6 and 2. For he said, I have heard thee in a time accepted. He hears the cries of the hopeful elect. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds. And in the day of salvation have I succored thee. Behold, now was the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. Now is the time where the Lord is going to work and do miracles, man. You know? Let's go into this word, have I succored. And that word, have I succored, goes into the Greek word
Strong's G 997, baetheo.
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 And it goes into aid or relieve. Let's get a little deeper. To run to, it goes into a cry to the run. A cry and to run. Properly, to run to the cry of those in danger. Yeah, because we have no standing army. You know, ultimately, all we have is our faith, you know, which is as much as gold. It's more precious than gold. This is, yeah. Matter of fact, where's it at? I will set him in safety. Yeah. This is Psalms 12 and 5. And it reads, for the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I arise, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. And the Lord's going to set up in safety those ultimately who are set for salvation, because they're not going to have to take it. The Lord's going to do miracles. Ultimately, the Lord's going to put the Spirit on you not to take it, not to bow down to the knee, not to bow down your knee to the image of Baal. The Lord said He's reserved 7,000 men who are not going to bow. And also, Ezekiel 9 and 4. Matter of fact, a prudent man Proverbs 22 and 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. What? In the pavilion of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. In this knowledge, in this truth, in the scriptures, under the protection of the Almighty. A prudent man, a wise man, foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. But the simple passed on and are punished. Yeah. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Some precepts are so nice they're repeated twice in the scriptures. This is Revelation 3 and 22 again. And it reads, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. What is the Spirit saying to the churches? We're in the time where ultimately things are going to get more aggressive. Esau Edom is ultimately ready to roll this thing out. And we're starting to see the push, you know. Ezekiel 9 and 4. Let's get this one and wrap on up. Ezekiel 9 and 4. And it reads, and the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai said unto him, go through the midst of the city, talking to the angels, through the midst of Jerusalem, which is the people before its place, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations, that be done in the midst of. And this mark is the mark of exemption from judgment, the Wah, which is the mark you want to have, that seal. And we're almost in the time where all the elect are sealed. That's why all these things are happening. Wars and rumors of wars, the uprisings of people, the clashes that are happening out there in those universities, which is going to lead eventually to, martial law and civil war. The earthquakes in diverse places, the pestilence, the war going on out there, which is eventually going to be intensified, and the gathering of the hopeful elect. So I don't want to make this too much longer because I got somewhere to be. But ultimately, we'll get this one and close on out. Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. What? The prophecy of the MOTB. The prophecy of the MOTB is something that everybody is going to be faced with. It's called the hour of temptation, which cometh upon the whole world. That word world in Revelation 3 and 10 is talking about oikoumene. The word oikoumene in Greek means everybody. Everybody's going to be faced with it, man. And it's ultimately something that those who are not teaching correctly, they're going to be faced with it as well. And ultimately, they're telling you to take it in the form of the MOTB is sin, the MOTB is everything else, but you see being pushed right in front of your face as far as the push for the charagma and the digital technocracy and digital IDs and facial recognition and biometric surveillance and all that, because ultimately they're either paid off or they're going to take it themselves. They've already made up their mind that they want to take it themselves. Either way it goes, it's something that everybody's going to be faced with, man. And it's something that the true men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the true prophets, will be giving constant warnings of. Constant, sincere warnings of. Play by play, bit by bit. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? We're here. We're here. Going into 2 Corinthians 6 and 2. Again. For he saith, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I secured thee. Have I helped thee? And a part of him helping you or giving you relief and aid is sending men to give the warning. Sending men to give that certain sound of the trumpet. To give you the play-by-play. So the blood's off their hands and ultimately you're informed. For he saith, I have heard thee in the time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I secured thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. The Lord's working, man. The Lord is catapulting this place piece by piece. We're witnessing the demise of a kingdom, the fall of an empire. Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, because the Lord is forcing Esau, Edom's hand, to do exactly what the scriptures say. Who has resisted the Heavenly Father's will? Including coming up against this thing. Sending false prophets, sending hirelings and so on and so forth. That's all a part of prophecy, man. We can't be offended at prophecy. These things have to happen. They're written about in the Holy Scriptures, and the Lord is not a man that he shall lie. Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. It's going to happen. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. Giving them warning, man. So with that, I'm going to close on out. Lord willing, you were edified and informed. Ultimately, this pilot program, as far as the short-term, small-scale experiment that's being rolled out in China, that's already been rolled out in China. There was an actual video that went into that, and this lesson is coming to America, and it's coming worldwide, because the beast system, it's a worldwide system, and it comes with a brand or a mark that they're going to want to put inside you in the form of surveillance under the skin, which the leader of the World Economic Forum announced that he wanted to do, and the Lord's going to set in safety. Psalms 12 and 5. I got to get it again. Psalms 12 and 5. He's going to set us up in safety from those that puffeth at us, man. For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I arise. Now will I arise. I have heard thee in the accepted time. Saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. From who? From Esau, Edom. You know? Yeah. The words of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai are pure words, as tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Yeah. Thou shalt keep them, O Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. Yeah. And the Lord's word is not going to go out void. He's going to do everything that he said he's going to do, including destroy this man and his society and save those who are ultimately meant to be saved. So with that, I'm going to close on now. Lord willing, you were edified and informed. And in closing, once again, all roads lead to the Charagma, and we see that push on a worldwide scale in the form of big tech and government partnerships happening right before our very eyes, which is going to lead to the next phase of this thing, which is surveillance under the skin. This is a gradual process that leads to the eventual Charagma being something that's put in front of your face. And it's actually the gradualism of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So those who are meant to get the warning can get the warning. Hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches, man. Prophecy. The Lord, the testimony of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. And we have a more sure word of prophecy, man. So with that, I'm going to close on out. In the closing, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachak Radash. Double honors unto the head apostles of the great millstone who do rule well and teach well. Shalom unto the elders and the elder bishops of the great millstone as well. Shalom, shalom. Until next time, next lesson. Shalom, wa, abba, abba. Som. Shalom.